In the beginning it was dark, then some bright spark said, "Let there be light."
And there was a lot of light. Like really a lot of light.
Daylight light pads. Bluby and I have been playing around with some of their ranges, so I wanted to share with you what we've found. We're going to be having a look at both the Wafer and Tabla range. The Tabla Go and XL are relatively new products, so it's going to be exciting to check them out. We'll deep dive into some specs and how they stack up. Sound good? Sound good?
Sounds great, Dan.
It's Drew.
Whatever.
Enough prattling on, let's jump right into the wafers. They come in an A4, A3 and A2 size, which are wafer 1, 2 and 3 respectively. Apart from the size, what's different about them as much as what's the same about them lives under the hood.
Straight into the specs, you asshole. I just want the light shiny so I can do the arty.
No, hear me out, because what I'm about to talk about might save them a regret buy on a cheap and nasty. And the more you hear me out, the daylight story starts to tell itself. Okay? Okay?
Fine.
So, CRI.
CRI? You start there?
Yep. So, CRI stands for Color Rendering Index and relates to how a light source accurately represents color relative to natural light. It's measured on a scale from 0 to 100, with natural light at 100. 80 plus is the accepted professional threshold for true color accuracy.
God, you're boring.
All daylight products are sitting at 80 or above. To give a frame of reference, 90 plus is excellent and used in photography studios, print color checking, and medical environments. 95 plus is near perfect, high-end professional and gallery lighting, that sort of thing. When you start going below 80, colors distort. Blues go gray, greens get muddy, reds fade out. Not ideal when true color is key. If you take note of this spec,
taking note.
My point is, you'll find a lot of cheaper consumer product won't even show their CRI values. Trust me, I've looked. This is a big indicator that they're sitting below that threshold, and maybe even in a significant way. The real-world consequences of that color mismatch is making poor decisions under the light that don't stack up by the light of day.
Can be pretty costly, right? So remember when you just wanted the light shiny to do the arty?
I stand by that.
Well, this is why the boring specs matter, man. Because if the light's lying to you, you're making creative decisions on bad information. Capiche?
No thanks, I just ate.
So the CRI rating is hitting that true color threshold. Tick. Okay, they all boast 6,000 kelvins.
I didn't know there were that many Kelvins.
Kelvins. That's approximately natural light temperature, depending on the weather. Fixing the light source at this temperature, they say it reduces eye fatigue. How that works is your eyes are adapted to daylight, which is about a range of 5,000 to 6,500 kelvins. Lower is warmer, higher is cooler. In long crafting sessions, if your eyes aren't adjusting and readjusting to the light of the source versus the light of the room and back, there's less accumulated muscle strain. So true color, natural light, tick.
What does all of that technical pish-posh actually mean? It means visibility. You can see what you're doing. The colors are accurate. The light feels natural. The surface is evenly lit. And there's enough of it to see through your materials. Everything else we're talking about builds on that foundation. Now the light itself.
Two light terms get thrown about in the specs a bit.
Do they though?
Yeah. Lumens and lux. Sometimes there's a lux number, other times a lumens number. So what are they? A quick and simple way to think about it, lumens is the total light produced by a source. How powerful. Lux is lumens divided by square meters of surface. So how concentrated the light is on the working surface. The more it has to spread, like butter on toast, the more diluted and dim it gets. I like my toast buttery, don't you? Otherwise, there's not even a point to having butter. Same applies here.
It does it?
Yeah. Light pad products tend to fall in a range of about 1,000 to 6,000 lux, with a large proportion likely sitting between 1 to 3,000 lux.
You can see by this chart where the daylight range sits. And here's something I didn't expect. If you make a light pad bigger, you'd normally expect the light to spread out and get less intense.
Like spreading the same amount of butter over more toast.
Exactly, but that's not what happens here. As the panels get bigger, daylight increases the power of the light engine to compensate. Wafer 1 is 5,000 lux, Wafer 2 is 6,000 lux, and Wafer 3 is 6,500 lux. So you're not just buying more surface area, you're getting more light too.
More toast, more butter?
Yep, that's actually pretty much it. The interesting thing is that none of these really feel like an upgrade over the others. They feel more like different answers to different problems. Wafer 1 prioritizes compactness. Wafer 3 prioritizes working area. Think architectural drawing, embroidery, or quilting. And Wafer 2 sits right in the middle ground between size, brightness, weight, and cost.
The Goldilocks zone pad.
Yep, spot on. But brightness is only half the story. If the center's bright but the edges are dim, that's not really helping. What you want is an evenly lit working surface, because what you're really buying isn't light, you're buying visibility. And that comes down to how the light is distributed across the surface.
But you're digressing badly and like doing it all the time.
So, part of the lux thing is how that light is distributed. Cheaper products tend to have uneven light distribution. You'll have dead spots and hot spots of light, often magnified by the surface material.
It reminds me of that joke about the guy crawling around under a street lamp at night looking for his keys.
I'll buy. What's that?
Someone walks past, sees him and decides to help him look. After some time with no luck, they ask him, "Are you sure you lost them here under the light?" The guy's like, "Nah, I lost them about a half mile down there in the dark. But it's better light here."
Illuminating. Anyway, the daylight products have a robust working surface that appears to be a highly engineered acrylic designed to both stand up to intense tool use and also provide even distribution of light. Clarity plus diffusion. Keep in mind, a lower lux but even distribution is superior to higher lux but patchy light. We'll talk robustness. Robustion?
Robustilizationality?
Whatever, we'll talk about that next, but let's stay in the street line.
I see what you did there.
These have switchable light dimming settings, so why not have one high lux setting and be done with it? Partly it's most definitely because of the eye strain thing. Staring at intense light is going to be counterproductive and cause eye fatigue. But also, what materials are you working with? If you're working with heavy fabrics or heavy paper, a brighter light is going to be great for visibility, cutting through dense weave or thickness. But that light is going to blow out the detail necessary for thinner, finer materials. That calls for lower light settings to match the need. So adjustable light settings, tick. Oh yeah, and with a memory function to save your last session lighting. Bonus.
How's your memory function doing?
Okay, robustiosity. This really shines for crafters working with something like fabrics. They say the surface is rotary cutter safe. That's really cool.
But that's with using a self-healing mat though, right?
Well, yeah, but that's just as much for the tools in this case than the surface. You'll blunt them repeatedly on a hard surface if you don't have the absorption. The point is you can, without doing the damage and replacing the light pad. That's the point. That's the point.
Fair enough, good point.
So, if you don't know, rotary cutters are a sharp pizza cutter style blade tool designed for precision cutting of layers of fabric to be able to go from tracing your patterns straight to cutting your fabric on the same surface is super efficient for workflow. Okay, let's now talk about the Tabla models because I know you're dying to hear about them.
I thought you'd never bring them up, what with your memory function and all.
Did you see those lux numbers? Here, let me show you again. Have a look at the XL. That's a 3.
So it isn't just large, it's the brightest light pad in the range.
Far out. Why so spicy?
I'll tell you why. Probably because they can.
Enough said.
This is premium grade reliability. Aluminium casing and an A6 rated surface. That rating means it's a very rigid glass-like surface resistant to hard pencils, craft knives, general rough and toughing. Remember the pizza cutters? Combined with the aluminium casing, this is durable as all get out.
I heard they demoed these by dropping it on concrete and stomping on it.
I mean, that's generally part of my workflow. So it's good to know they even withstand the Drew test.
You've got some unchecked anger issues.
What? It's part of my workflow.
No, it's fine. You're right. Just don't knock my lights out.
Now the Tabla Go, which is the A4, is unique from the other models in that it's not corded. It's rechargeable and so fully mobile, meaning you can take it out and about, maybe to art classes, outdoor vitamin D sesh, maybe just another room with no noisy ass people in it.
What the hell did I do?
Like the garden shed? With up to 5 hours of cordless battery life and a front-face battery level indicator and 3 hours to full charge turnaround time, you've got full control over where and how you get creative. Good. Double tick. Okay, so technically you could make any of these portable with a power bank plugged into the USB cable port. I mean, they're all slimline, lightweight, and fairly robusticated.
That's not a word.
But you have to get the right bank for the power draw, and portable tends to be avoiding unnecessary clunk factor. So, the Go solves for all that business stock standard. Back to the overall picture. You might have seen other light pads with accessories and gimmicks designed to keep your paper or materials in place. And look, some of it is pretty cool.
I like the one with the snuff box.
The cheaper stuff, I'd worry they're trying to sell you on some shiny in the absence of some great tech specs. These are so durable a surface, tape and clips, all of that is going to be completely fine. That's the worry I'd normally have with, say, a bulldog clip, is the gradual pressure indentation, but not a problem here. They all have both your centimetre and inch rule indicators around the surface, so choose the scale that works.
Imperial if you're a Star Wars fan, metric if you're a normal person.
All super slimline for easy storage or low profile at your workstation.
And the pricing?
Yeah, let's go there. The Wafer range is quite accessible. They're not El Cheapo price, but we've talked about maybe why you don't want to do that. These have a 3-year product warranty from a trusted brand. That's the closest thing you're going to get to an assurance these days. So that's good. Obviously the Tabla series gets more pricey.
You're not selling it.
But thinking back on the specs, this is investment in your craft territory. Worth every cent for the kind of workhorse you get, I reckon.
Nice save.
I'm not going to try to tell you who's really going to benefit from what model. You're going to be the better judge of what's going to work for your needs. You want the luxe? Get the luxe. You want the size? Get the size. You want cordless? Get cordless. The rest is a pretty stable baseline. Suffice it to say, they're all made with creatives in mind. So if that's you, get at it. Should I tell you that you can buy the Daylight light pads and thousands of other awesome products in store or online at Artshed Online? Probably not. That'd be a sell. Forget I said anything.
You're not very good at this, are you?
You do you, live your best life, be creative. Thanks for watching, subscribe, please, and I'll see you next time. How'd that go?
That felt above subpar.
Oh yeah?
The parts where you speak might need a bit of work though.